Welcome to the Tuesday edition of the SNews here at LonghornStation.com with Ahmad Brooks. I'm John Medani, and we're talking a bit about Ben Rothlisberger today. Big appointment for Big Ben today. He's going to New York City to meet with NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. It seems that the commish would like for Ben to explain himself.
And I think he has to. When you look at this situation and you compare it to the Michael Vick situation as well as the Adam Pac-Man Jones and for the Tank Johnson, those are the 4 suspensions that have been delved out by Roger Goodell. I think you have to take everything into account. You'd be very hard-pressed to find convictions on those charges. The one thing that Roger Goodell came out and said that he wanted to protect was the brand. This is a violation of the personal conduct policy. Yes, it is a violation based on the fact that there's a violent connotation around what he has done, and when you read it, you can gather that. So it'll be interesting to see. I think he has to dish out some punishment here. If he doesn't, it makes it look like those other situations before could have been race-related. And I don't want to use that card, but we know people will. And you got to talk about it. Yeah. Because the truth of the matter is this is one of 2 men in the NFL, John, with multiple Super Bowl starting wins at the quarterback position. Yeah. This is an important decision on Goodell's part.
You know, Joe Namath, 40 years ago, took a lot of heat, for being Broadway Joe. And I'm paraphrasing, but Joe at the time said, you know, I think for a single man with some money in his pocket not to enjoy the company of ladies is almost un-American. He's like, what's the problem? You know, understated as well. And I'm not really mad at Ben Roethlisberger. Disappointed is fine. I get it. I'm not mad because at this point I don't have any evidence that he did anything wrong. I might be mad at the young lady who said she was a victim and then apparently recanted. I'm mad at her friends who that night apparently thought that their friend was in trouble, but then all of a sudden they disappeared as well. If he did do something, I'm mad at the people who were enabling him to get away with it. That said, he hasn't been found guilty of anything, and if I'm Roger Goodell, well, I'm not Roger Goodell, but I would like to see Roger Goodell not act on this and not suspend him. Put the onus on the team. Let the team is the one that's been harmed. The team is the one that's going to suffer from limited jersey sales or ticket sales or attendance woes. They need to act here. They took the initiative and they traded Santonio Holmes because he embarrassed them. Well, Ben just embarrassed you too.
Indeed.
For the second time. So much so that you allowed him to issue an apology in the locker room. You got to suspend him. You have to. And hopefully Goodell doesn't have to do anything. Time's going to tell if he steps in or not, but I think Ahmad is right. We'll all be watching to see what the precedent is. What do you think will be the fallout if Goodell, after suspending Tank Johnson and Chris Henry and Pac-Man Jones, etc., if he doesn't suspend Ben, what will the fallout be?
Well, I think, it gives the players, but also the public, the opportunity to question his leadership. And for a man who holds a very high position for an organization and a sport that means so much to America, let's talk about it. And he has a very lucrative salary. We're talking multi-million-dollar salary. He makes enough money to make these types of decisions, John. There's no doubt about it. He gets his paid as good as the highest paid quarterback in the league now. Here's where he makes his money. He needs to be able to come through, and I really do think continue along the lines that he set in previous situations.
The 2 most disappointing words in sports today: Houston Astros. We will be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Join us tomorrow on the wake-up call because tomorrow our NBA regular season awards as the regular season ends tomorrow, and we will do what we didn't do today, which is our Top 5 Tuesday, our 5 memories for the most memorable games to take place at Texas Stadium. See you tomorrow at AM 1300 The Zone.